know what to think about this virus. Started in China, now everybody in America's hiding. There's no groceries cause people start to panic and buy it. The shelves are empty, the ones with plenty already stockpiling. Y'all making memes, think it's funny? Wait a week till the riots, wait a month till the only way to eat is be violent. It's not the sickness is scary, it's all the people who wildin'. The government lying, they trying to keep us calm through the sirens. You know it's for real, and all the pharmaceutical giants don't have a cure that they can sell you. So now everyone's dying, there's no vaccines or medication made that can fight it. I guess it's time to pray to God we can't rely on the science. And everyone around me in a mask and some gloves. The stock market crashed and the bank's about to bust. Tell us sanitize our hands, this will pass. It's a bug, stay inside, you'll be fine till we're trapped there for months. It's a ghost town, we're in this together. They're closing all the stores down, we're heading for shelter. It's all war now, they'll always remember. When locking all our doors down, we're sticking together. It's all ghost town. This a pandemic, but we don't listen to the news cause they lied to us for years. So how we know that this the truth? And most of us are young enough to think that we're immune, so we just pass it on to people who won't survive it like you. It's either worse than they're telling us or it's nothing at all. But the school shut down, a ghost town in the mall. They gon' quarantine the city, block the road out of Dodge, then tell us leaving our homes is actually breaking the law. This is just the beginning, you know it's gotta get worse. If the doctors get sick, the hospitals won't work. The conspiracy theories all sound like facts, that's for sure. But the fact is we're trapped on this planet called Earth. And the bleach gone, the bread gone, the water sold out, the meat gone, the milk gone, the pasta sold out. Don't leave anything for anyone, you hoard it for yourself. You'd rather tell them go to hell than be a man and go and help. It's a ghost town, we're in this together. They're closing all the stores down, we're heading for shelter. It's all war now, they'll always remember. When locking all our doors down, we're sticking together. Hoping for the best, but we're preparing for the worst. There's one thing we're not scared of, is hard work. We're up against an enemy that doesn't have a face. There's no bombs we can drop, there's nowhere we can aim. There's no soldiers to stop with a tank at the gates. There's no cure that we've got or a pill we can take. There's no food, it's been bought. The truth is we're afraid. We sit inside our rooms and we pray. It's a ghost town, we're in this together. They're closing all the stores down, we're heading for shelter. It's all war now, they'll always remember. When locking all our doors down, we're sticking together. It's all ghost town.
Here we go again on another episode of As the World Burns. That's right, this is live episode 17. And we're coming in a little prepared. We're coming in a little hot for this one. Do you guys want to get into the hype? Huh? Has it really had to resort to this? I don't know. Tonight we're going to talk about how we are multiple days in to the actual real deal conflict at hand, right? And some interactions. Yes, we did have one interaction tonight that was a little weird, but understandably weird. The same time. I'm gonna let my co-host explain that one because it's really her story. I was just there, but yeah, man, it's just you know, I done said earlier in the past few episodes, my mind's the only thing really concerned with what's gonna end up happening. And now, since that's been on my mind for a few days, it's had time to stew and just get stronger and really see things for what it is. We had made plans. We discussed days ago about heading out of town for a day and a half and just not only handle some business, but, you know, kind of just get some fresh air from all this shit, okay? They're shut down now. And I hate to say I told you so, but it was like one of them moments where I was on board like, hey, let's handle this business or whatever. And she's like, all right, fine, you know, and then bam, boom. She was like, we'll see what the news says, right? Lo and behold, if she wasn't fucking correct, what happened, Jade?
They've shut down Missouri.
Is that not key fucking timing for you or what?
What'd I tell you?
You were nervous. You were like, I don't know. I want to see what it's going to be like up there.
I feel like this is a bad idea. I don't feel good about this.
What's up, KJ Riddle? I see in the chat. Whoop whoop. He says.
Whoop.
Yeah, man, ruined my whole fucking weekend.
I knew it.
It's all your fucking fault for saying that shit, Jade.
Well, I just put some intelligence together, and based off of what I've learned to going to school to be a nurse.
This
The way
isn't
viruses
fair.
work.
Yeah. Can you believe this still?
I mean, it's the way viruses work, man.
The only way to slow down the progression is to quarantine the human race.
Pretty much.
This is kind of my first pandemic, you know.
Mine too.
I'm more or less worried about the economy, jobs, working,
I'm worried
etc.
about people and like, okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the people stuff. You've got the elderly and you've got people with small shit. And then you want to price gouge and try to sell that stuff on Facebook. You're like the lowest of the low. You want to sell that stuff on other websites, man?
Oh yeah, I'm totally against that shit. That's like poaching, dude. I wouldn't, man. That ain't right.
Like, don't take 50 of something. Take 1 or 2.
Yes, yes. Which leads me to a good segue. Can we talk about your story today? What happened at Walmart?
Talk about it.
Okay, I've only been to Walmart twice since this whole pandemic kicked off, right?
Walmart, really.
So I went the other day. Now, not for nothing, when I heard people around town saying, shelves are empty, there's hardly anything in there, I didn't need to go out there and film myself personally showing you guys that shit because it's happening nationwide. Well, I went the other day and then like the reality hit me. I was like, man, shit. So anyway, what did I say? Well, let's go out tonight and pick up a few things from the grocery store.
See if we get some
Once
stuff.
again,
They had anything.
yeah, like at most, all we wanted was like a can of Lysol. That would have been a win, okay? So far, we walked in, I wasn't seeing any of that, right? Still, people are now starting to buy up the paper towels.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should see it. It's really scary.
To be restocked.
You know what you're going to use that for when you get home, lady. That's sad. But you know what? You got to do what you got to do. Well, luckily for you, you happen to what? You caught a can off the shelf before it all disappeared?
Dude, I was walking down the aisle, and they weren't even putting it in the spot where the Lysol normally is. They were just putting it on a shelf anywhere down that aisle. I went down the aisle, and there's a worker putting like 4 or 5 cans of Lysol up on the shelf. I grabbed
How
one.
are you able to get at least one?
I grabbed one, and I left the others there.
You know what really blew me away? You know how Walmart usually has like the receipt door checkers? Like if you're walking out with an item that can't be in a bag, obviously, there's a checker at the door to look at your receipt, right? It was an armed, was it a police officer or a security guard?
It was a county cop.
I want to say it was an officer. I'm like, damn. Is he getting a little cut from Walmart, like on a payroll, and then is he also getting paid as a police officer? That's what I'm fucking worried about. Hayes, I see you backstream. Come on up, bud. But yeah, armed security checking receipts. Now get this, guys. Here's the good part. Jade, what happened at checkout?
I got 2 cases of water.
2, right?
We've got like 7 people that drink water in this house, so we go through a case a week, if not more. So I grabbed 2, and we made it to the checkout. We went to cash and we went to checkout, and they tried to stop me from buying the other one, but I'd already paid for it.
Yeah, can you believe that shit, guys?
Stop me from buying a second case of water. Like, I'm not trying to like hoard. Like, literally, I haven't gotten a case of water in like 2 or 3 weeks because it's been cleared off the shelves. I couldn't get any.
That's right.
So
We're average drinkers
for 7
with
people.
water. We can make a case of water last quite a good little bit of time. But just to see the severity they were acting about. Oh, you got 2 cases of water? I wanted to say something really mean back then, but I didn't want to be mean about it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like this. Society, guys, I'm talking to all the society. How come you guys let it get to 2 weeks of like plundering to the point to where now Walmart sales associates are only allowed, like they're rationing out water. It's not like we try to walk out with 5 cases. Just
No,
2.
it's 2, and it's
I mean, it comes
normal
out of the
for us.
faucet for now. I mean,
Look, the woman was treating it as if we were buying up 20 cases of ammunition or something. Okay?
Right.
Or 20 rolls of toilet paper, like 20 packages. Over water, lady? Really? Hence part of the title. What I say? Something about the hospitality? It's over, man. We're going to get treated like this anytime we go to the store now. Other states have already implemented the whole curfew policy. A lot of businesses are closing. We covered that in yesterday's episode.
Bars are shut down, restaurants.
Shit, Missouri's fixing to go under a curfew starting, tomorrow pretty much?
Yeah. Much.
Basically, you're only allowed to go to the grocery store or the hospital.
Same rules
between
in
a specific
California,
time.
New York, and Illinois.
Yeah, like, it's almost like you better not be caught walking out in the open. Or else it's your ass. So they say. I think they've started in California.
There's Army National Guard moving into different states.
Yeah. Remember that picture you took? We were on the way to Walmart.
Oh,
we
yeah.
rode by the hospital. What'd you take a picture of?
The tents that were set outside of the hospital, they were set up outside of the hospital. They had masks and ventilators hooked up and ready to go outside in these tents.
Now, I've been knowing for days because I heard or seen through the grapevine on the internet that they're going to start doing, like New York obviously has a bunch. They're like pop-up medical tents. But still, isn't that odd how if something was to happen, they go, we got a 213, we got a code 213. All of a sudden, it's like Monsters, Inc., where the specialists come, 2319, they come blasting through the windows and
2319. We got
they saran wrap you in a bag.
add the numbers up. They've been knowing.
Somebody was telling me about. They said one of these movies out here, Disney claimed to. Jerem said that to me, actually. He said that Disney, or somebody's on this trend where Disney predicted the coronavirus or some shit. I think it's just extreme coincidence, honestly. Hayes, you've been out here for a minute. What do you think about all this shit?
I mean, I don't really think it's serious as most people make it out to be, but it's getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You showed me a really interesting book bag before we started the show. Do you happen to have that bag on hand?
Actually, yeah.
Could you give us a quick demo, a tour, if you will? Guys, viewers at home, you're going to love this. Check this out. My dude's on point with this shit.
There you go.
Sanitizing wipes, peroxide, bandages, alcohol, another powerful cleaning solution,
Gasoline.
plenty of gloves, digital thermometer,
That's for the anus.
tools in case I got to operate on myself.
Yeah.
A shitload of children's Tylenol.
So you've got medicine. I did see the thing of ibuprofen. You had a little stockpile in there. That was nice.
Yeah, ibuprofen.
Yeah. Look, we're going to get you a bottle for that.
Bandages, first aid spray,
Nice.
iodine.
And
if you find this stuff on the shelf, get it because it will kill any fucking thing.
what's that stuff?
Hobbit cleanse.
Hobbit cleanse. I'm going to check that out.
Like Lord of the Rings?
It's Hobbit shower and bath soap.
I'm not done. Hold on. There's more.
All right, Billy Mays.
There you go. Tape.
Cool. Looks like you got everything but the kitchen sink.
Hold on.
Everything but the kitchen sink.
Immune booster.
Nice. So, guys, this is like a medical bug out kit. It's genius.
Do that.
Different vitamins. Ibuprofen.
Very good.
Antibiotic ointment.
Good. Guys, this is a nice run of the mill, decent little kid. I mean, he's got everything to treat
And
Yeah.
Q-tips, of course.
scrapes,
Of course.
burns, cuts. Do you have any thread in there to stitch up a wound?
No, I can make some though.
We'll get you some.
Some roll-on deodorant.
Yeah.
Little bar soap.
What's up, Jake? Jake in the chat. Join the panel
What?
or stay in the
Hey.
chat.
Yeah, I think that's about it for now. I'm still putting stuff in here though.
Oh, you could always add that shit.
Yeah.
That kit could never be not enough, you know?
Right.
That's really good. Now, see, you know what this reminded me of?
Bug
It
out
reminded me of a bug out bag. Yeah, like preppers. Guys at home, if you're not sure what a prepper is, go back and read. Now's the time you're going to need it, folks. Never thought I'd see a day of it, but here we are. Episode 17. I can't get off it.
Jake's at work, so is the missus on Jake's page.
No, he's probably just on his phone.
Uh-huh.
Thanks for stopping by, Jake, even if you can chat or not, you know. But yeah, these preppers, they have, like, honestly, they get you in the habit of making ones for camping. You know, you're going to have one for camping if you ever go camping.
Oh yeah.
But,
Very cool.
let me highlight this.
In fact, that is true. That it causes much bigger problems. Like down here, there was a dispatch that was diagnosed, and she was taking ibuprofen, and it caused her stomach to bleed, and she threw up blood for days before.
Now, look, she probably overdid it, though. She was probably taking ibuprofens for a week or so on end before all this. She probably had
Trying to get
abdominal
rid of the
swelling
symptoms
from
that
it.
she was feeling.
Excuse me. But, yeah. That's right, KJ. Don't take ibuprofen for any of that corona sickness shit.
No.
Ibuprofen is a different kind of pain reliever. It's actually different from Tylenol, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Tylenol is
Tylenol and ibuprofen's two different things, if I'm not mistaken.
Ibuprofen
Plenty of
is
Tylenol.
for inflammation and swelling. It's made to go through the muscle, whereas Tylenol is more for like neuron pain, like the ends and stuff where the nerves are. It targets
Like more of a headache suppressant.
it targets nerve endings instead of muscle tissue.
Well, either way, if this was a zombie apocalypse and you had absolutely no access to elite medicine around you or help or doctors or emergency rooms,
There's a nurse,
everything in that man's bag, you're gonna wish you fucking had. Let's just say that
there's
now.
a shortage on nurses right now.
I bet a lot of people are like not wanting to come back to work till this kind of blows over. They're scared.
And
It's a scary
unfortunately,
virus.
I wouldn't be able to start school until August anyways for the nursing program, so there's nothing I can do.
Guys, there is a sickness going around plaguing the world.
I wish
That
I
is,
could train me on the
it's strong
spot.
enough to shut down borders and countries and the economy. It's a
I
silent,
wish they could train me
invisible
on the
killer.
spot because I have all the education that I need as far as the bookwork goes on one end. I could be an LPM.
I still can't believe any of this. So
I
when
know,
that lady,
real.
literally like said something about paying for an extra case of water, I knew right then and there it's not going to be a normal life after this. Now they're going to be giving us shit over anything we buy. Pretty soon we're going to have a list we're going to have to follow.
It'll be like Wick for everybody.
Yeah. Wick. That sounds about right.
Milk, eggs, cheese, bread, cereal. Here's some fruit. Here's some vegetables. You only get so much of it.
Yeah, I got a feeling when they start
Rationing.
bullying us by putting armed security in place next to the
It's not even security. These are real policemen.
what was I'd seen a meme. I seen a meme earlier today. Did you guys see like 3 armed police officers guarding this huge pallet of fucking toilet paper? I was like, man, this photo was not done out of satire.
Oh,
Maybe it was, who knows, but dude, it's gonna get that bad.
I got toilet paper too. I forgot to show that.
When people start getting really affected by this whole thing, it's going to change other folks. You're going to have riots and civil unrest eventually, and they're going to need to be around to handle that. You all know what's coming.
That is socialism.
Could be that ML, man. I ain't. And then, like, I think whatever president is in office while this is going on, he's going to stay in office. Elections are postponed.
Well, you know, they've started letting prisoners out of some of the prisons.
I said presidents.
No, I'm telling you.
Oh, well, you mentioned prisoners. Oh yeah, I'm not surprised to hear that at all. Actually,
They're
either
letting
because
prisoners out of jail, like ones that
it makes sense.
violent crimes that weren't.
They're going to
major.
stimulate the economy. You know, putting more people back out on the streets.
and
I
even
noticed there
minor
was people with
crimes
face tats walking around today. I said, "Damn, jails let out that quick."
Yep. No. So it's pretty crazy right now. I can't believe this. Like, I never thought in my lifetime I would ever have to go through this. I mean, I knew things were bad. I knew things were rough. I knew that there were times that, you know, you'd see stuff and you're like, it's okay. We'll get it together.
Yeah, there's no way to really look at the working world. Like, how are jobs going to be from here on out? Like, I don't think applications are flying off the shelf right now. You know what I mean?
Well, I heard Walmart's doing some hiring.
Yeah. Didn't you say, like, they're, like, straight up hiring for
yeah, they're hiring
stalkers on the spot? Yeah. Bam, on the spot.
So are a few other places. Kroger, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. You did say Kroger. Yeah. I just, man.
Grocery stores need help. Finally, Walmart's going to have more than 3 registers open.
The irony, right?
The irony.
Now they got to work on the damn dollar store.
Well, all these places can't handle this hard capacity of, like, business.
Man, I'm so sorry.
Nobody expected. You got to think the labor around here. Like, they pay pretty decent for certain jobs in this area to work, for, like, middle class work, but for the longest time they were really hard up about the labor. They didn't want to give people too many hours because then you get overtime. But shit, us working class people, if we get overtime, they take that in the taxes anyway, right? So what am I really gaining here?
Yep.
It's like I can make the same money and not just have to work overtime, like not lose free time just to gain a few bucks versus keeping the same money and not missing any extra days. But now the only things booming in the economy is like with the truck drivers and retail stores, you know? Like perhaps the signs. They were like anything with an exception that's a retail item. Any store outside of that, no bueno.
Yeah, KJ, I don't disagree one bit that we need to socially distance ourselves. That is a given. As far as it going back and forth, it's going to. It's just like the flu. It's going to come around. It's a virus.
Yeah, KJ, he is absolutely right.
Nowhere you can go to get away from it. It's just going to...
Everything he just said is absolutely right. It's what I predicted. They have to just keep us, like, the first line of defense is keep us separated. Honestly, that's the sad truth. I don't think this virus is just going to die off on its own. We hope maybe, but it's getting warmer. Right now, we're in, like, the allergy season. It's been raining mad balls for the last 3 months. I'm not sure all the viewers out there where you're from, how your weather's been, but it's been back and forth, cold, hot, and then it's been raining a lot. So there's a lot of moisture in the air down here. It's easily mistakable for someone to get like a sinus like infection, and then that shit turn into COVID-19.
Yeah.
You never know. I've been walking around sneezing here and there, and it's like I feel guilty for sneezing. I'm like, damn.
I know I've got a cough a little. You know, I've got a cough. I've always had a cough, and it's like I feel bad for coughing, even though I've always. I just kind of make sure that
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
change. So,
All right.
anyway, I'm not gonna say, Jake, where I work, but I did end up getting a job by the grace of God, just in time that I probably won't lose my job during this.
Keep your fingers crossed. You never know.
I
Nah.
really pray that I, but I probably have a more secure job than most people right now, and I am grateful for that.
Did you see what Jake said?
Yeah.
People are really keeping a close eye on stuff now. I'm telling you, this is resources. These resources are more valuable than money.
Yep.
It's affecting everyone on multiple levels.
They're gonna start raiding people's houses.
Yeah.
And I have a bunch of bottles of water stocked up and toilet paper, and be like, "You can't have this."
I think with law enforcement, they're going to have an easy ride. Because if the military comes in, National Guard, whatever, the police are going to just feel like they're more or less, they're protected now. They have security. That's probably on a higher level than them to a degree. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the laws. But yes, the emergency services, catching a fucking ambulance is going to be priceless, folks. Matter of fact, if you were to wake up tomorrow and you feel sick, and they have a list you go down before you go to the emergency room, you need to go down that checklist and see if you have some or all or most of the symptoms. And other than that, don't waste the fucking emergency room's time. That's pretty bad when the ER is telling you, look, unless it's life or death, or you think you may be deathly ill, we're not really going to take you. Okay? Don't come in here for an infected toothache or something and you need some damn kind of medicine out of it that's like a script that you can't get nowhere. Like, and that's another thing. What happens with world shutdown? You don't think pharmacies are going to get raided?
Oh, yeah.
We see them in these post-apocalyptic movies all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Antibiotics first. Yeah, KJ, I know LA's dormant. We definitely need to like not quarantine, but we need to keep our distance. I'm not going around a bunch of crowded public places. That's for sure. I keep my distance from people.
Yeah, yeah. Who knows, Jake? Yeah, once again, see? I would not be surprised if I found out that piece of news either. What kind of plans do we need to make as of now?
Well, for now,
Like, do we need to keep working on...
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I meant, like, what do we do from here? Like, do we need to keep always resupplying and organizing? I mean, I can sit here and wash my hands after everything I do, and it's not going to change shit out there, you know?
Yeah.
What would the normal citizen in this position do? I mean, are we expected just to go through life as normal, right? Like nothing's fucking wrong?
That's what they expect.
Yeah, yeah.
For us to adapt to it.
They're going to force you to think that way. And they're going to force you to do what they say. That's the scary part, guys.
I'm going to take a different approach to this.
Yes!
Are you ready? So, here's my other take on this.
I've been ready for that statement right there on the screen. Yeah.
I know, right? For sure.
I always was saying to myself, if this virus, what if it mutated and caused zombies?
Well, in The Walking Dead, they said that it was already in us, so maybe.
Yes. See?
But let me give you a different take on this whole virus situation, okay? I've seen this post, and it makes sense to me. While this is going on, understand that it's not just people dying. The earth is healing.
Huh.
Have you seen traffic on the 405 in California?
Don't believe that filter shit.
There There is no traffic. There's very little.
I'm not sure if you guys can see the shirt. Hang on.
They are
Let me see.
saying that 25.
Is that it?
You're right.
Is it true, guys?
Yeah.
Very true.
Guys.
Yeah, they were saying that I think like 25 million people in California could contract this disease, this virus.
It's not over. Not by
25
a long shot,
million.
honestly.
Okay.
If you think, I don't know, Hayes, what's your next dilemma coming up? We talked about your thing earlier. What happened? What's going on this week?
Man, shit. Some fucked up shit since this goddamn corona.
You told me you had a show coming up, right? What's going on with that?
Yeah, actually, I met a big promoter the other night. You know what I'm saying? And we sat down. He listened to all 12 tracks of my music, and he was like, "Yeah, I like it." You know, he's like, "I want to see what you like on stage, and then we'll talk business."
Jake.
I said, "Okay."
Jake.
Yeah. Walking Dead for real.
He's like, it's going down. Mark my words. No, that'd be funny as hell, though.
Bullshit ass virus and everything's going on. You know what I'm saying? Out the window,
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh God, there's something
That ain't gonna stop me.
Bars
They've already
closing
started.
down, restaurants closing down.
Yeah. What are you gonna do if they?
That's fine. I'm still gonna make music till the motherfuckers cut the power off.
No, you can. Yeah, you can still make music. There is no doubt about that. You just probably won't be able to perform until this is over.
Right.
Unless you do like a live episode, you could like go on YouTube and do a live performance.
That's true. A lot of people are actually doing it.
We'll see you dancing. Dance, Puffy.
You know, there's some musical artists right now. That's what they're doing. They're putting on free performances, and they've given dates and times. They're doing it on Facebook Live, so it's free.
Yeah.
Because these concerts have been being canceled and stuff like that. Looks like we won't be seeing them live. You know, they canceled Memphis in May, and they also shut down a few other events. The Levitt Shell's probably not going to be open. The zoo closed down.
Well, for the record, you know, the person that sat down and talked to me is responsible for getting NLE Chopper signed. So, the person I talked to is responsible for NL Chopper's motherfucking success. So,
yeah, well, they probably won't want anything to do with this coronavirus either.
Probably not.
Nobody does, man.
So they're even selling. They're doing contracts out in this shit. It's still not too late to be a signed artist. You say?
We'll see whenever that day comes.
Apparently, if you look at the statistics, Amazon's suffering because they can't even ship artist CDs right now.
Yeah, Amazon shut down all shipment unless it's medical supplies or medication.
Wow.
I wonder why that is. Because if a person needs to defend themselves, they can't buy a fucking survival knife or a bow and arrow, right?
Not online, but you can do it in the public.
If you
pawn shops are in a steady swing right now.
What are you talking about? You want shipped that you're pissed off that Amazon will not do for?
Pissed off at Amazon?
No, like you said, Amazon took a hit because they're being forced into being selective with their mailing, right? So,
right.
Nothing outside the
who
United
all's
States.
getting?
For now.
I mean, really, I just think us as people, we're suffering from it because, you know, what if we, you know, we're in such a panic, there's not going to be anything at the store to defend yourself with. You can't get a fucking survival knife with matches, fish hooks in it, whatever you need, you know. Even a fucking simple hatchet to cut wood. I mean, you're not going to be able to get that shit right now. You know, so people relied on Amazon. They're like, okay, well, I need this shit, you know, shipped to my house. Not anymore, motherfucker. Y'all better do something.
People that have you know, been a lot of people have that shit more than you realize.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
People
I used to buy knives and shit as a kid. Like we were prepared for this shit. We just didn't expect
teenagers, yeah.
I think secretly what everyone secretly wanted to happen was either A, the zombie thing go down, or another country like North Korea tries to invade us and we get to shoot it back, you know. I think that's the most two number, you know, reasons that people would not a sickness like this, you know. This shit's debilitating.
Right.
That's right, Jake. I agree with that. If the government wanted to take over completely, now would be the time for them to do it. Perfect timing, my dude, is what that would be. That's what you call an epic second.
Set up around town, but
you don't
shop in all these different areas.
You don't think this contingency plan they've already thought of years ago in case of a fucking pandemic? We're taking that shit.
Let's try 1981. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna say that, nothing else.
What's that?
Huh?
What did you say?
I said, let's say 1981. I'm gonna say that, nothing else.
What does that mean?
It was thought of way back then, so you know.
There was 2 books written in 1981. One was by Sylvia Brown. The other one was by what's his name? Dean? No, is it Dean Koontz? Anyways,
yeah, Dean Koontz was the one that predicted the damn thing.
They both talked about it. They called it, I think, different things, but it remains the same. They warned us about it. They knew they had discovered this virus in 1960 or something or another. So we've known about this for 60 years. It's on the back of the lifestyle can, has been. The only thing is this is a different strain. George Orwell, is that what it was? Yeah. Anyways, this is just a different strain. So somewhere along the lines, it mutated, it evolved, and it transferred over.
Yeah. Blend 19.
Was it Through the Eyes of Darkness?
Yeah. I gotta look that stuff up. Like I said,
End of Days or something like that. So
I never thought in my lifetime I'd witness this shit, you know. So
right, and I'm sorry, I'm not one to believe in psychics. I mean, I think that somebody let her know, you know what I'm saying, about the shit was gonna hit the fan at a certain time frame.
So you don't think anyone out there can just make up an elaborate story and say this could happen?
I mean,
and then the one chance it does out of a million it does, they go, I told you so. I mean,
right. I mean, it's very possible that they could have fabricated it, but in the same sense, it's right on the fucking head. You know, it's like taking a hammer and hitting a motherfucking nail. I mean, it's right on the fucking head. You know.
Well, that song earlier, damn near was word for word, all true.
Are you talking about Tom McDonald?
Yeah. And he just released that like 2 days ago. And I will say this, like, I'm not a huge Tom McDonald fan, but the words in that coronavirus song, he says in his verse something about the mall closing.
Mind blown, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Which is odd. A mall, a shopping mall, you could still buy clothes.
Mall clothes.
You can still go to like a Kohl's or a Bed Bath and Beyond, right? There's still things you can utilize, like retail or whatever.
They closed down the shops over there.
They closed down the mall literally the next day after his song released. You don't think these people out in Hollywood and LA, they don't get inside tips about big governmental movements? How did he know that? How did he know that? That son of a bitch.
You know how the fuck he knew, man. Come on now. You know what it is.
I hope you guys aren't expecting to go up into a Claire's boutique and get your ears pierced anytime soon.
Not happening.
They shutting doors down, yo.
They
KJ.
Yeah, you got to do a piercing place for a tattoo shop to get pierced and tattooed right now, and you have to be by appointment only.
Ooh, I just had the heebie-jeebies. This is fucking ridiculous. I've been seeing other things online. But just you wait, guys. In a few days after everybody's been under this curfew, you're going to see for real some real videos. I'm just waiting for them to hit the net.
Shit, I'm filming a movie.
You don't think somebody's going to videotape crazy shit going on out there?
Damn right.
There's gonna be fights in the street over stuff, or maybe somebody acting out in a Walmart or something. You know, you never know. Shit, it's probably already been going on. What do you think?
Oh yeah, yeah, it has.
But yeah, I don't know. Are you guys more worried about the economy side of it or the viral sick side
Economy.
of it?
Most
Definitely the economy.
So you're telling me, deep down in your heart, you don't believe this virus can get any worse, right?
I think it's going to be just like the flu virus. It's going to kill the same amount of people per populace, and it's going to pass just as quickly.
No, in
But
Sylvia Brown's book, it does say a mysterious virus
No.
that arrives and quickly disappears.
And
Mysterious.
what you mean?
So it very well could, hit and it disappear without a fucking trace. Apparently to her.
Yep.
According to her.
I don't foresee this thing dying off on its own. Like, keeping us separated is a chance, but
I mean, through acquired immunity, we could.
they would have to issue out either a cure or an antibody from here on out. Damn it, they're treating this like this is the end of days.
They're just preparing us for the real test. This is just a practice run, y'all.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Don't say that because it's probably true.
Oh, yeah.
Entire statewide shutdowns. Pretty soon the rules are going to start getting enforced on us.
I know what movie I want to watch tonight.
What's that?
V for Vendetta. I would love to watch V for Vendetta. I love that movie.
I put in a movie last night. After last night's show, I put in This Is the End with James Franco and Seth.
Dang, I passed out.
I've seen it a million times, but it's still a decent. Theirs was on like a biblical apocalypse, right? You know?
Yeah, it was a whole blasphemous thing against God. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy ass movie. I don't know. Do you think movies like that are gonna sell?
I don't know. I know that what was it? Apple and Android banned all homemade video games. Now these marketers, they make video games that have to do with different scenarios. Well, they banned the word coronavirus or COVID-19. They completely banned any games like that. So
did you know that Sprint added data to our phones?
That's not true. We got the Division 1 and 2. If you've ever played the Division for PS4 and I maybe Xbox, I guess, that's set in New York. New York went through a pandemic, blah, blah, blah. Well, I had gotten a cheap copy of the Division 2 where you're in D.C. That shit to me would be like a blueprint of what's going to happen.
Right.
Even then, a video game can't be justified. Like, oh, this could really happen. Just like if you watch, like, episodes of CSI. You know?
They probably just take information off of what's happened in the past and piece together a cartoon about it, but lo and behold.
But you notice some of these movies, they get deadly accurate, you know? Almost spot on.
Oh, yeah. Not to mention The Simpsons. There's an episode called The
Oh, God.
Oh, just so you know, the coronavirus wasn't actually put in there. It was actually something else. It was called, like, the meow something or another.
The what? You say the meow?
Yeah, something or another. It was weird.
The meow?
Let me look at it.
It's Chinese, y'all.
It's something. I forget exactly what it's called. Let me pull it up.
Man.
Let's see.
Moo got pan.
It was originally called
The Chinese are offended now.
Apocalypse Meow.
Oh, is that one of those like Sharknado movies or something like that?
No, it was The Simpsons.
Oh, well, shit. We'll look that up.
It was like 1983. I'm sorry, 1993, I believe.
There's also one called the
Katie's gonna be on
Okasaka Flu
84.
hit Springfield.
Hmm.
There's also one called the Okasaka Flu hit Springfield.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And get this, the creator of The Simpsons, this is the last season he's done.
I think that's what
makes you
Apocalypse
think
Now was.
Wow.
It was the
So if he stopped writing, then he stopped all access to the knowledge of the future, right?
pretty much. I mean,
Because there's going to be
he
no
died in
Earth.
94, didn't he? Or was it 97?
huh?
It was either 94 or 97 that The Simpsons quit.
I
Let me
think it was
look.
97.
I think it was 94. I could be wrong.
Yeah. It's that serious that their first line of defense is to keep us separated. I fully understand. Does that mean, like, we're waiting on the inevitable to happen? Literally, like, what happened? Missouri overnight grew in corona cases, and that's when they decided to shut everything down and say, look, you guys have got to stay away. It's the highly populated areas that seem like they have the most shit, right? Like, I don't really go anywhere. If I do go anywhere, it's like to work or, well, here lately I've been driving, but now that is a thing because it's like it's putting me in all kinds of stores and places at all times, even contact with other humans. Now, I don't actually have contact with humans doing this. Like, I don't shake hands or anything, but I'm going to their residence. Like, you don't know the quality living they have going on, you know? Like, for instance, this one house, I had to drop something off. It's like one of them houses you could tell when you, like, walked up to it. They had, like, a lot of rubbish crap under the carport. Kind of like a dude lived there that just never cleaned up. And then it's like you could smell cat dander from outside the house. I'm like, I'm not touching the fucking door. Like, clack, clack, clack. I just knock on the door. My hands are not touching anything on that house whatsoever. Like, and then, of course, with this scare, they're making everybody wear gloves. I thought it was pretty cliche. Because these masks, they don't really protect everyone. They just keep you from spreading shit, I guess. But I'm sure there's a little small percentage the mask helps. And then the gloves, the only way these work is if you take them off and throw them away over time.
Yeah,
so what do you think about when you're going through a box in a day?
Yeah. The gloves are making it worse, supposedly.
Yeah, you could take a glove and wear it all over the place, and you're going to collect germs all over the place.
Yeah, let me tell you something that I noticed that I've seen today.
These are breeding grounds.
I've seen somebody wearing a pair of gloves. So you knew that and this wasn't a business. They were wearing a pair of gloves, and they were touching something. They were smoking a cigar, and they were touching the cigar and put it to their mouth with these gloves. Don't do you any good if you keep the gloves on whenever you go to do something like that.
That's true.
Like, if you're gonna wear gloves, take them off whenever you go to touch your face or go to the restroom or smoke a cigarette or whatever. If you're gonna go grab your cup, take those gloves off, change them out, man.
Right.
Or don't touch anything. That's crazy, man. Like, gloves don't protect you if you don't wear them right and don't do it right.
Right.
Man. Yeah, our reality, Jake, it looks a lot different. I tell you what, because whenever we were growing up as children and teenagers, we never would have dreamed of a million years we would have been dealing with this. And what's crazy is that our generation has also dealt with 9/11. We got these other kids coming up right now. They've got all the stuff they've been given. They've had to, these iPads, and they've had to, phones and technology and be able to do whatever they want. And now they're going to be told no to a lot of things they never had to get told no to before.
They'll never have an understanding. I mean, things were different back when I was a kid, you know?
Well, I heard somebody call this the 9/11 of this coming up generation. No, it is not. It is not the same.
Jake, that is not true.
Close can't get germs.
KJ says this: just hang out and wait on those $1,000 checks to show up. Yeah, fucking right. I'll believe it when I see it.
Welcome to it, mother truckers.
That's the fucking media giving you some kind of placebo, telling you what you want to hear, because even they know shit. They've already looked at all this on a spectrum. They know how it's going to go.
Yep.
Tit for tat. So they're going to pacify us by saying things like, "We're going to put your utility bills like, we're not going to be so like excruciating on it," and then all of a sudden, we're going to award you free money. Where's this money coming from? The paycheck that Trump did not take his entire presidency for 4 years?
Is that to
Because where does that money go?
You know what I'm saying?
Remember when Trump came to office? He said, "I will not be taking the presidential salary that is given to me, that is owed to me." He didn't take it. Now, if the guy chooses to...
we have to go and borrow money, so I don't see us being able to give each American $1,000 fucking dollars. I don't see that fucking happening, because we have to go to other fucking countries and ask and borrow and beg. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the reality of it. We don't have a goddamn single dollar. We go to everybody else. That's the truth. Sad, the truth.
Look, I'm having some problems on my end.
Okay, well, here, come back in a sec. I'm not saying I'm going to be skeptical. What I'm going to say is I won't be surprised if it's not able to fall through. That's all I'm saying. Do I wish it to happen? Hell yeah. Who wouldn't need that money? I'm not counting on it, though. That's my only thing. Because somebody did mention, they said, well, how's it going to get to us? And then I think I read somewhere that whenever you filed taxes for whoever you went through, all that shit's on file. So they'll have you somewhere on file.
Right.
But the government has a nice little nifty trick what they'll do. Any money awarded to you, if you owe out in arrears, they simply take it. But I've also heard that for something like this, they're obligated to give it to you, because it's not something it's not taxable that you earned. You know what I mean? It's one thing if like they got to take out child support or you're behind on it. That's when you don't get your taxes and shit. But this check, I laughably predicted. I was like, they'll probably just give this to what I owe. But no, from what I've seen, they can't do that. So I'm not sure.
I mean, we'll stick around. You know what I'm saying? What happened? Yeah, I think. Okay.
Like, what happens when money has no value?
Right.
Then labor doesn't have value. You know, the big dogs that's going to be on top? It's going to be like these trucking companies or, you know,
truck stop.
corporations is what's going to run us. I mean, they already do run us to an extent, but they make us feel like we have a voice. But when it comes down to the nitty gritty and this is how life is now, suck it up, buttercup kind of attitude they're giving us, we're going to have no choice but to follow suit, you know?
Yep.
I mean, I don't want it to go that route, but it's really out of our hands. We're the little people. What can we do?
I don't know, man. Well, I can tell you what we can try to do is we can try to keep it local, shop at small stores if we can.
Yeah.
Into our communities.
I'm sure you all have heard the term take care of your mom and pop stores. You know, that's the ones that actually grow the town. Not only are you keeping a family-owned business employed,
yep,
and you're giving someone, a family, a chance to be a name and a product. Is it going to affect those? Are they going to come up on the rise? Because I know a dude right now that he inherited some property and stuff like that, and he took that inheritance and he spent it on like actual land far away, and like he has like shelter on this property, and he started raising chickens on it. You know, most people years ago would have laughed at somebody for doing something like that.
Shoot, I wouldn't go buy some.
People like him are on top now. He has his own unlimited source of food so far as he has supplies to keep his stock.
He's got income because if the eggs aren't stocked, people are going to
He
go
plants.
buy fresh eggs.
Yeah. He has plants, vegetables, gardens, chickens. He deals with the birds and the eggs. I mean, he does it all. Like, people like him is going to be the ones that's going to have it all right because they're already used to living off of nothing. So this is only going to be a regular day to them because they're already so cut off from society. They don't need it.
Some of us have, like, literally, not to be funny, but some of us have really lived like this our whole lives. So
Yeah.
And to us, this is just another day, and we're going to survive, and we're going to make it. We don't know how, but we're going to push through it.
Do you not feel like the turn of time with technology has not spoiled you a little bit, though?
Yeah.
I mean, who's going to say they don't love their cell phone? Who's going to say they don't enjoy air conditioning and Wi-Fi?
Right.
No, the air conditioning was just me being prehistorically funny, but back in my heydays in school, I used to walk up in snow both ways. Remember the old heads used to say that? Oh, yes. I agree with that, Jake. Let's speak it into existence, guys. I want you all to say a prayer with me. I want you to cross your fingers and your toes. And
That's
say,
not gonna happen
Satan,
for me, I'm sorry.
please stop this. I grant my blood to thee.
This is my fight with Satan and all his actions against humanity.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're going to hell, people. Enjoy doing what you're loving. I'm your host, Cree. My co-host, Jade, Apocalyptic Survivor. Our guests, family of the show. I want to thank you all. I want to thank everybody that came in the chat and put in their 2 cents. I want to say this has been an interesting show. And the one thing we've learned, shit ain't getting any better, and farmers are going to come out on top. With that said, for returning viewers, I want to say give a like, subscribe, and share all the good stuff. It may not happen on your end, but if so, you know what to do. Once again, I appreciate it. I love you all. Peace.